3, 2, 1, promise.
I promise not to hurt you.
Oh, okay.
Promise not to lie. Promise to defend you and defend you with my life. I promise you forever.
I promise you today.
He said, would you wear my promise ring?
I said, if you break the promise, we're breaking up. Come on, gonna be the thing that I want. You see, if I want your promise ring, you could be my prom king. I can be your prom queen. But the one thing is,
if I make this promise to you, why will you let this thing go? Hey guys!
Did you see that picture of Adele?
yes.
Fam! Adele's from Tottenham. That's why we're Tottenham. She's on the phone
I
like,
see it then.
she's like this.
Puffer jacket,
And she's doing gold fingers.
like.
It's like, you know what's in my head? All I heard was, I'm a your prick. I'm a your prick. I'm a your waste man.
Like, and then she's pointing to the cameraman like this.
Yes, yeah, like, what? Yeah. Like, she grew up on ends. Like, this girl is Tottenham.
So today's video, if you guys didn't know, we actually do read all the comments. We see the comments coming through. We do love them, but we never really get a chance to respond to them because it's quite a lot to respond to all the comments that we see. So what we've done is we've gone through our videos, found any comments that we feel like are worth responding to on camera, and we're just gonna get into the comments from across the different videos that we filmed over the years.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm gonna start with the Valentine's Day video, yeah? This comment is from Caramel Darling. First off, shout out to you, Caramel Darling. I really do see you in the comment section. This is what she said. I have a trick to test these saved men.
Oh yeah, I saw this comment.
That I'm about, she said, I pretend that I'm about it and that I'm active. I entertain the conversation and see where their heart is. When they start talking all sexual, it's a complete write-off. I perform the English etiquette and still smile as if everything is cool, but that's the last you will hear of me, sir. They're always baffled, like, what happened? You failed the test, that's what happened. You have to be sly with it. Okay, lettuce. Ah, Caramel Darling, no, that's not the way forward.
Nah, sis, you don't do that, sis.
That's not it, love.
Do you know what, yeah? Because what came to my mind is like, at the end of the day, it's like someone could fall into temptation. So it's like, I might not be like having sex.
Yeah.
Or I might not be being intimate with anybody as a Christian. But now you've come, tempted me. You're doing all sexual. And now I've given into the temptation that you write me off. But it's like you acted as a tempter. And the person that acts as a tempter is Sorry. Sorry. I don't agree with your methods, sis. I understand what you're saying,
yeah.
but you could be actually being the thorn in your own side because
definitely
anyone can be tempted to do something like.
Definitely.
I was even thinking logistic. I don't know how you're trying to write somebody off when you're enabling that behavior. I was trying to logistically think, oh, is it a case where she's just having normal conversation? If the guy brings that around, then she entertains it, because then to me it's a bit like, okay, maybe you didn't instigate this, you didn't plant the seed, but you're just gonna see how far this guy goes with this. Because, but if you're the one who initiates and then you stir and then bring that side out of somebody and make somebody think they're engaging with you on a particular level, I don't know how you can write somebody off
when you
based
started
on that.
it.
Well, I just thought of something. I just thought, right, you know, certain people, right? If you suspect that somebody could be messing around or cheating,
you don't want to go there on this camera right here.
Honestly,
you don't want to do this on camera right now. Oh, this is tucking.
I'm just saying. Is it not? I'm thinking it's not. I don't think that's guilty.
I'm sure you don't think it's naughty.
I'm sure you don't think it's naughty. I'm sure you don't.
I don't know if they're catching on to what you're saying. She's saying that people that in essence set up a trap, set up a tempter for their significant other when they feel like the person is or has the potential to be cheating.
Yeah. So it's like, if you don't have that desire in your heart, you have fallen into the trap. You know what I mean?
You can't discuss this. You actually can't. You can't even risk it. You're moving on swiftly.
I can do what I want.
You could do what you want. You're bold.
You're feeling bold.
You're
feeling bold.
Wow. I just think to myself that you could be cancelling opportunities for yourself to actually find somebody that is compatible with you. Because if I was a guy, let's say you are initiating and you're doing up sexy time, temptress, all of that stuff, I'm not going to pursue you any further because you are you're trying to bring an end to my celibacy, so I have to write you off. So yeah, I just think it doesn't really, it's not a full,
What is this? It's cold.
sorry, it's not a full, it's Beverley,
Beverley.
like she's there, oh my god, Beverley. It's not, I don't think it's the best way forward, sis. I can't lie. Like, just let these men do what they do. If they come with the sexual talk and they come with the sexual talk, then you just tell them go. Like, go. That's it.
That this comment, I didn't really understand this. This is from our recent Valentine's Day video, and it's, I don't know if I should say the name. We can blur it out.
I mean, they commented with their chest.
Yeah, so. Lola said, Congo belt, ? Bev, you're better than that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He's offended, isn't it?
Don't take offense.
Why should you be offended?
She's probably Congolese.
Probably Congolese. Yeah.
It's probably
Fam, it's not me! Everybody knows you, man. The swag is serious.
Swag and shh.
Ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't tell me, Bev, you're better than that. Better than who told you I'm better than that? No, I'm who I am. That's all.
I'm gonna break this guy.
I'm who I am, and I am who I am, and I'll be who I'll be. That's talking about you're better than that. I was wearing some serious swags, bro. If you saw it, you'll say the same thing about baby, you're better than that. Come on, Lola, bro. Like, God,
I'm stupid.
About man. Would I say it's Congo Bell if it wasn't? Do you know how we like? What? I'm just blanking. Is that what you think this is? But do you know how I suffered that day? Bro, telling me I'm better than that. Like,
from Men Are Trash video, you can only imagine the kind of comments.
Abuse.
Actually, what this isn't for us to comment on, but Little Black Book comes with some good comments, man.
Oh, we do like
So
Little
his
Black
comment,
Book.
He said, yes, my ladies are back. Do you know I have had withdrawal symptoms? Hands back crown, the wigs, sewing, shirt, hair, beautiful melanin, intellectual intercourse of knowledge, witty yet wise advice. Listen, I'm here for this. The culture missed you. Your audience missed you. I'm even sorry for being late. Retake the thrones, queens and slay. Come on, sir. Come on. And meanwhile, you know, black men are calling women docs. Meanwhile, you know, this is the kind of thing that we need. So, shout out to Little Black Book.
Yeah, I love
appreciate you. This is from Olu. Sorry, I think his name is fake. Maybe it's not. Maybe laugh would be so ignorant. Oluwawa wa.
No,
But it's fake.
Oluwawa.
it's
Oguntimehin. Funny thing is, I think this is how you're saying it. Funny thing is, I have this intuition. God has blessed you. These girls are funny. Jesus, that's how it's like. Well, you're making me laugh too much. I like you. I like the girl on the left. You've got a nice eyes. Hashem, you've got a man. You'll get married. The girl in the middle, I didn't even recognize you. The girl on the right, you look powerful. I like the purple. The makeup on point. Yeah. I didn't even recognize you girls. The Mayfield Girls. I just saw the title and thought I had to click. I was unsure of this. I was gonna abuse you, say something rude to you, but I will allow you. Not all men are the same. I'm definitely not. But I understand what you are saying about praying. It is true. I don't like it. I don't even know what happened. I don't know what happened.
the abuse you think, that's what's killing me.
I was gonna abuse you. And some mind taker says the biggest self-haters on the planet Earth. Ha ha ha.
Oh, we are the biggest self-haters on the planet Earth.
You people are full of horse manure, man.
And fam, there's even more. This is hate.
The Men Are Trash video, you can only expect there's gonna be some
There's more.
vengeful people in that comment section.
So then Stephen Robinson said, how about you all quit dating trash men and quit treating the good ones like SHI. Yeah. A good man is not gonna date a bunch of complaining women.
Excuse you?
And then Tom said, ew, get cancer.
She doesn't rebuke you! Criminal Tom! You're a criminal! You're a criminal! You're a criminal! You're a criminal! First I want to say, I don't know, when these people come, they're always just making these grand assumptions. Who told you that we're always dating people that are causing havoc in our lives? It's not necessarily the case. So calm down and keep it quiet. And then Mr. Cancer Man,
rebuke you,
you dare not.
God forgive you. It's like literally what Zoe said about you guys, your comprehension skills are piss poor. Piss is a bad word. I think I could say piss more.
It's alright, it's done now.
Your comprehension skills are terrible. What we have said in the video, if you actually listen to what we said, you will see that when we said men are trash, I'm sure we relegated men to a particular subgroup of men who are just problematic.
Yes.
We made that very clear.
Yep.
And you're here in my comments talking about if you stop dating trash men and blah 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 blah. Excuse me.
Please.
Excuse me.
And then finally, Joey G. It's women like you that give feminists a bad rap.
Who told you?
This is why 80% of women in the United States don't consider themselves feminists. Like, what? Where is the point, evidence, and explanation for what you have just said?
Are we in the United States?
I don't understand.
And where did you pull the statistic from?
Where did you pull it from?
Your ass, mate!
What, 80% of women don't consider, because of what?
Okay, so this one is from our first LFL talks, where we spoke about Beyonce, police brutality and blah blah blah. And this is Coyote 7. He said, number 1.
Oh.
Do y'all live in the USA?
No, we don't.
Number 2.
Yep.
Are you American?
Nope, no we're not.
Number 3.
Yep.
So the history of America is your people. I'm confused. Is black around the world synonymous? Number 4.
Here we go.
How can you know what it is to be black American if you've never lived and been born in their system? That's his comment.
You know, on our video, the What to Leave in 2020 video, some of these Americans were acting in the comments like they'd never heard any fellow Americans say the nonsense that they say.
Oh, if you're saying, should I just pause you?
Yeah.
So then I said, lol, I don't understand the need for, because he was writing in capitals. I said, I don't understand the need for the capitals, but to each their own. Maybe you should re-watch the Beyonce section of the video because I'm confused as to why you are asking these questions based on our video. At no point did we make any claims to live in the US, be Americans, or know what it is to be a black American. We are presenting our opinions on the police considering boycotting Beyonce's concerts. God bless, that's what I wrote. Then Darren Julie came and said, I have to agree with the commenter on top. Not only are you guys Nigerian, you aren't black American at all. I think the blonde on the left, which is I, mentioned my people are being held down and was so passionate about the movement. I think it's one thing to comment on the news than to actually live here. Both sides are wrong. The cops and he blacks here, but you wouldn't know. Rice? From Just News. And Beyonce is only doing this for propaganda money, but I digress. Also, are you guys trying to say black around the world are the same thing? And do y'all support LGBT? But that song has a lot of gay men, black gay men in it, and that's sad as well. I think you guys should stay far away from such political.
Probably political.
Yes.
It's political. She knows it's political.
Conversations. It could hurt your career and devastator, or in the future. That's trying to say endeavours. And they wrote in devastator.
I'm going to Grammarly, man.
In the future, believe you me. Okay, especially for Akata. I don't know if that's a word. I don't know what you are. Especially for Akata people, it's not worth saving them. I who lives here knows better, and there is always two sides to each story, and America is safe because of the cops. They've helped my Nigerian family a lot, and they've never said they'd boycott Beyonce's concert. That was a lie. So please discuss Nigerian problem and stay far away from ours.
How did Darren
Beverley, where are you from?
I am from Ghana.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all,
that's number 1.
Number 1. Number 2, people are we've already discussed before your belief that you're the ones that claim to be black. Let's forget that one. It's interesting because it's like you would have thought that we were there like dragging down black Americans, or we were uneducated in our response, or we were just poor articulation. No, we were none of the above. None of the above. You man are just sour. So this is from the video. I can't remember what the specific title is, but in essence, I don't want a boyfriend. So somebody commented, said there needs to be a follow-up to this in 2020, and I thought, sis, you're right. You're right. There does need to be a follow-up to that statement in 2020. Anybody have anything they want to say?
My position right now, yeah. Thinking, am I going to be honest? Honest. My position right now is, yeah. position right now. Okay. How am I gonna put this? No, because it requires a level of transparency that I don't think is necessarily warranted for this. So some of the things that I said in regards to preferring really being attracted to a life of singleness, I think is rooted in observations that I've made growing up around men who didn't steward their relationships properly and didn't honor the women in their life. Not just in my childhood. All you have to do is just look at people's relationships and see it's absolutely calam. And obviously from a young age and growing up and even now, I'm very much happy being alone. I don't require a man to be happy. So I think just the desire to just opt for a life of singleness as opposed to being in a relationship is more of I don't really want to be vulnerable with men. I don't trust men. I think relationships and marriages can be quite dangerous places for females to be, and they're not necessarily godly beliefs. So if I had to choose between having to deal with the wahala of a relationship, I would actually prefer to have a life of singleness, and I still stand by that. Now, if I was in a situation where there was a particular somebody who gave me that security in terms of making me feel like he's not mad like everybody else is mad, and I had God's go ahead on the situation, then I would be happy to go ahead and be in that relationship. So yeah, I still stand by what I said, because if it's not a particular person who makes me feel secure and who makes me feel like I'm not about to go into a relationship and be abused, if I had to choose, I would be like, you know what, I'm good on this, God, let's just do this, let's just do life together. I prefer not to be with somebody, point blank period, if I have to. And all of this submission stuff and all of this, just a lot of stuff that you have to unpack and go through, which is long for man. So I still stand by that, but if the right person comes along that just makes me feel like, you know what, this suffering is worth it.
Hi, don't need work. Look at how you're describing marriage as suffering. What, man? Don't do your face, see your face, it's not good. It's still okay, everyone's a work in progress, guys. You can't be describing something that's going to be a covenant relationship as suffering. That's your mentality surrounding the whole thing. It's not good. If I told you it's good, I'd be lying to you. But your sister, I love you. It's not good. I want you to know that these are, we can't be giving people out there this
it's not
It's just transparency.
It's a transparency of where we're at, but it's like people take these things and they run.
No, they shouldn't run with it.
They shouldn't run. So it's like if somebody came to the video, I wouldn't want them to think, oh yeah, it's true. That's reinforced my mentality that marriage is suffering and it's a trap. It's not, like, and so I don't want to say that without a caveat and saying that, you know, these are our perspectives, but we understand that they still have there still needs to be some work surrounding them.
She said it.
That's it. It's not a final destination.
2020 video. Why are you hating on African spirituality when you lot are Christians and don't even believe in it? LOL. How does it affect you? Surprise. Not everyone believes in what you believe in.
Right.
Imagine someone said we should leave the white man's beloved Christianity in 2019. Well, imagine. Okay. So, why are you hating on African spirituality? It's not hating, it's just
calling a spade a spade.
You know what I mean? It's like the people that watch our content, we want to give them value, we want to share with them the things that we believe in. So it would be disingenuous for me to not say what it is when it comes to African spirituality, and to not try and, in essence, help rescue people that follow us from a belief system that we do not believe to be the truth.
I say, yeah, let's leave the white man's version of Christianity in the bin, because it's false.
It's not true.
It's a false gospel.
Correct. Okay, so the video, the truth about Zoe's breakup. So I actually want to shout out another person in our comments, Toya D's. This is
Toya D's,
riding
one here for a long time.
She commented on the video and I was just like, sis, real rider, real Mayfielder, all day, every day. Big up Toya D's. You deserve to big up because you've been riding with us for time. So, and I also just wanted to say from that video, honestly, like, thank you guys so much. Thank you for, like, it wasn't easy to speak about. It wasn't easy to discuss. and I don't really expect the response that we received. And so thank you for sharing your testimonies with me. Thank you for even coming in my DMs and my Snapchat and like wishing me well, and just, you know, even saying how it's helped you. And I just really hope that whatever the Lord intended for the video, that it will come to fruition, and that if you watched it and you felt, you know, inclined to go on the journey of deliverance and healing, that you do so. And just a comment which I'm sure got 16 likes. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking about it, from Audrey Lisa Miranda, and she said, I just want to ask, not bashing Zoe or anything, but is it possible that you didn't really get confirmation from God? It doesn't make sense to me that God would confirm to you that a man was going to be your husband and give you false hope, knowing that he was going to cheat on you. When you're getting confirmation from God about someone is your husband, it's just like it's the will of God that you can marry that person. However, as human beings, we have free will, and even after you've received confirmation from God about that person, you can do whatever you like with that information. Even in that situation, that confirmation from God had been received, but were we walking with God in terms of establishing our relationship completely? I would say no. And so when you're trying to do something that is supposed to be godly without God, there's going to be mistakes and things are going to go wrong. You can get married, right? Your relationship is the will of God, you've had confirmation, your marriage is, the first couple of years are beautiful, and then something happens and God forbid your husband was to cheat on you, or he ended up just, you know, becoming addicted to something or started gambling. Would you then say that
it wasn't the will of God?
It wasn't the will of God. Like when things go wrong, you can't start saying, oh no, it wasn't the will of God, like to begin with. Sometimes it might not be, but you cannot make human beings infallible inside of God's will, because we all still have a choice. So if you make a decision to do something whilst being like God has given you something, you can make God's will look like it wasn't God's will, even though it was, if you know what I mean. So if I was a husband and I was struggling with something, and rather than going to pray or, you know, seek the Lord or seek counsel or speak to my wife about it, I turned to alcohol. Doesn't mean that relationship wasn't God's will. I just chose something that wasn't God's will in the correct situation. Yeah, Chineye Anyadi, she said, hearing this is very disheartening. She said she can hear pain in my voice. I don't know. But at the second breakup, I was like, he said it's not the will of God. I mean, that's very convenient. No, I admire your transparency and believe this will minister to women in a similar position, especially because this is not alike at all, especially the bit when the heart and the mind are not agreeing. What you mentioned earlier in the video, I may be misinterpreting, with men of God still being men, number one, they have the fruit of the spirit. And whilst they make mistakes, and number two, whilst they make mistakes, I don't believe cheating falls into that category, as it is somewhat intentional. Lastly, God bless you. I think my response was pretty good. Because I thought more people were going to actually probably watch this in the video, I wanted to say it. So I'm actually just going to read it because I don't think I can say anything better than this. I just want to encourage you, don't be disheartened. As humans, we have an inclination to sin, whether that sin is lying or stealing, or it's idolatry, or in this case it's due to unfaithfulness. All of these can both be intentional and unintentional. I said, indeed, the fruit of the spirit should be present in all believers, but like I said, we are all being conformed daily into the image of Jesus and being perfected in holiness. So it's a process. So you begin to bear more fruit of the spirit as you begin to walk more with the spirit. So does that excuse anything that people do? No, but it's just having an understanding. And like I said, I think it's the healthy way to understand that as you are walking with God, you're going to get things wrong, whether that seems to be on a small scale or on a large scale. I said the only one who is perfect is Jesus, and we have to remember that. And so when we compare ourselves to Jesus, we're always going to fall short, because he's the only one that's perfect. And so kind of rather than looking at it like, oh, all men are bad and men of God are supposed to be doing that, or they can do anything else apart from cheating, it's just like, in the eyes of God, this is all sin and none of it is pleasing to him. Whether or not we can categorize it as worse than something else, like it's like in the eyes of God, what is it categorized as? And so I think that's looking at it from rather than our perspective or the world's perspective, looking at it from the eyes of God. Of course, like these things are hurtful, and when you've experienced it yourself, it's difficult to look at it, I guess, objectively. But you have to step out of it sometimes and gain an objective perspective, so that you can healthily be able to deal with situations in life, because there are going to be Christian people who make mistakes, and we can't start saying we disallow forgiveness from some sins, because we have no right as believers to do that. Because if God started saying, oh well, actually, all you liars, right, no more repentance, you're all going to burn in hellfire, we're finished. In the same way, we have to do it for one another as brothers and sisters, and forgive them, no matter how large we believe the sin is or the affliction towards us is understand that we're all imperfect, and we just pray that people would change, heal and grow, and ultimately that they will be like Jesus.
I want to shout out Rosie Floresta. I'm probably butchering your name, but I see you in these comments, sis. I want to say thank you for your ongoing support. We really appreciate it. Oh, and Just Michi, I see you in the comments all the time. Anyway, I love Snapchat. It's love. Yeah. I mean, recent ones that I've been seeing somebody, Indies Girl, I've been seeing her, I've been seeing Moesha, and thank you to all you people for your constant love and support in the comment section. We appreciate it.
Oh, and thank you guys for people that bought my book and wrote comments as well.
Oh, yeah.
Love you guys loads. Somebody bought the book and she showed me the picture of them using it. She's going to use it for Sunday school, and she took a picture, so I was like, mind blown.
Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this light-hearted one. Sometimes it's not every day serious, you know what I mean? Sometimes keep it light, sweet and short. We love you lots, and as Beverley says, we'll see you sometime on the 1st or on the 15th of every month.